Let us tell you the tragic tale of the Brown Lady of Raynham Hall.
This tale is not for the faint-hearted. It is a tale of lust, jealousy, cruelty, and incarceration.
We'll take you on a journey to Raynham Hall, a country house set in the depths of the English countryside in the county of Norfolk. For nearly 400 years, it has been the seat of the Townsend family.
Our story is about one of the most famous hauntings in the United Kingdom. In 1936, a ghostly image was captured by photographers from Country Life magazine on the staircase of Raynham Hall. The photo shows a woman wearing a brown brocade dress. She is known as the Brown Lady.
Who does legend tell us is the mysterious Brown Lady? Let us introduce you to Dorothy Townsend, née Walpole, an English aristocrat. She was born on 18th of September 1686 at Hauntings Hall in Norfolk. Dorothy's father was a member of the local gentry and a Whig politician who represented the borough of Castle Rising in the House of Commons. One of her brothers was Robert Walpole, generally regarded as the first Prime Minister of Great Britain.
In 1713, Dorothy married Charles Townsend, 2nd Viscount Townsend of Raynham Hall. She was his second wife. After the wedding, the newlyweds set up home together at the imposing Raynham Hall. They went on to have 6 children.
Viscount Charles Townsend was a powerful man. He was a leader of the House of Lords and directed British foreign policy in close collaboration with his brother-in-law, Prime Minister Robert Walpole. He was often known as Turnip Townsend because of his strong interest in farming turnips and his role in the British agricultural revolution.
Another thing Charles Townsend was famous for, or should we say infamous for, was his violent temper.
The story goes that when Townsend discovered his wife had previously had a love affair with a famously disreputable aristocratic rogue, he was so incensed that he punished her by locking her in her rooms at Raynham Hall. She was not allowed to see any of her children.
Let us reveal the gentleman's name. Thomas Wharton, 1st Marquis of Wharton. He was an English peer and Whig politician, a man of great charm and political ability, who was also notorious for his debauched lifestyle, whose character was so infamous and his lady's complacent subserviency so notorious that no young woman could be 24 hours under their roof with safety to her reputation.
Dorothy died aged 40 on the 29th of March 1726. Her death was reported as being from smallpox.
Some believe that her funeral at the church within the grounds of Raynham Hall was just a mock funeral and that she was kept incarcerated for longer. Her tomb is in the family vault and the inscription is listed along with other members of the Townsend family.
Some believe she died of a broken heart because she was locked away from her children. Others say she suffered a broken neck after being pushed down the grand staircase.
The first recorded sighting of the ghost was by Lucia C. Stone at a gathering at Raynham Hall during the Christmas of 1835. Amongst the guests was a gentleman by the name of Colonel Loftus. Loftus and another guest named Hawkins said they had seen the Brown Lady one night as they approached their bedrooms, noting in particular the dated brown dress she wore.
The following evening, Loftus claimed to have seen the Brown Lady again, later reporting that on this occasion he was horrified to see her empty eye sockets dark in her glowing face. These sightings led to some staff leaving Raynham Hall in terror, never to return.
The next reported sighting of the Brown Lady was made in 1836 by Captain Frederick Marriott, an author of popular sea stories and a friend of novelist Charles Dickens. It is said that Marriott requested that he spend the night in the most haunted room at Raynham Hall to prove his theory that the haunting was caused by local smugglers, anxious to keep people away from the area. Writing in 1891, Florence Marriott said of her father's experience,
"He took possession of the room in which the portrait of the apparition hung, and in which she had been often seen, and slept each night with a loaded revolver under his pillow. For 2 days, however, he saw nothing, and the third was to be the limit of his stay. On the third night, however, two young men, nephews of the baronet, knocked at his door as he was undressing to go to bed and asked him to step over to their room and give them his opinion on a new gun just arrived from London.
The corridor was long and dark, for the lights had been extinguished, but as they reached the middle of it, they saw the glimmer of a lamp coming towards them from the other end.
He watched her approaching nearer and nearer until, as she was close enough for him to distinguish the colours and style of her costume, he recognised the figure as the facsimile of the portrait of the Brown Lady. He had his finger on the trigger of his revolver and was about to demand it to stop and give the reason for its presence there when the figure halted of its own accord and, holding the lighted lamp she carried to her features, grinned in a malicious and diabolical manner at him. This act so infuriated my father, who was anything but lamb-like in disposition, that he sprang into the corridor with a bound and discharged the revolver right in her face. The figure instantly disappeared. The bullet passed through the outer door of the room on the opposite side of the corridor and lodged in the panel of the inner one. My father never attempted again to interfere with the Brown Lady of Raynham.
Lady Townsend reported that the Brown Lady was next seen in 1926. They identified the figure as Lady Dorothy Walpole, whose portrait still hung in the haunted room.
The sightings of the Brown Lady have dwindled, with some believing she now haunts the nearby Raynham Hall and Sandringham House.
Some critics have claimed that the 1936 photograph is a fake. Maybe grease or some other substance was placed over the lens in the shape of a figure. Perhaps the photographer or his assistant moved down the stairs during the taking of the photograph. Or could it be that the image is an accidental double exposure, or that light somehow got into the camera?
Other critics point out that the image of the woman closely resembles that of the standard Virgin Mary statue, as would be found in any Catholic church, suggesting that the Madonna statue is superimposed onto the empty staircase.
But what do you think? Please let us know in the comments section below.
Regardless of whether the photo is genuine or a fake, there have been several sightings of the Brown Lady of Raynham Hall over the years. Is she now at rest? Or does she still wander the dark corridors in search of her lost children?
Thank you very much to Donna from the wonderful YouTube channel It's Art by Donna M for organising this Halloween-themed collaboration.
There are so many wonderful artists taking part. Please check out our description for details.
If you're watching the premiere, then coming up next is the wonderful Acrylic Creations by Jay Whitty. Make sure you head over there next.
Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to us on YouTube.